I'm Gavin O'Day,
And this is Brody Prufall.
and we're talking about the carbon cycle. The carbon cycle is a process that moves carbon between plants, animals, and minerals in the earth within the atmosphere, lithosphere, biosphere, and ocean, all reservoirs of the carbon cycle.
The average residence times of the carbon in the atmosphere and lithosphere is 5 years. The biosphere is 13 years, and the ocean is 350 years.
Within the carbon cycle, there are also macromolecules in which carbon is found. These macromolecules include carbohydrates, lipids, nucleic acids, and proteins, which are very important for the photosynthesis and cellular respiration process that takes place in the carbon cycle.
Cellular respiration pulls carbon dioxide into the environment, while photosynthesis pulls carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere.
The cellular respiration process is a process in which organisms use oxygen to break down food molecules to get chemical energy for all the cell functions.
They're taking carbon dioxide and glucose to create energy for their body to release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere.
The equation for this is O2 plus C6H12O6 creates H2O plus CO2 plus ATP.
Photosynthesis occurs in plants, algae, and some types of bacteria. When they are exposed to sunlight, turning energy from sunlight into chemical energy, sugar for fuel.
The equation for this is CO2 plus H2O to create O2 plus C6H12O6, which takes in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
However, humans heavily affect the carbon cycle. The greatest impact they have on the carbon cycle is through fossil fuel emissions.
The burning of fossil fuels releases the carbon stored in the lithosphere into the atmosphere, where it becomes a greenhouse gas and contributes to the global crisis of climate change.
This removes carbon dioxide, reintroducing it into the atmosphere.
This human activity has the greatest human impact on the carbon cycle.
Additionally, warming conditions promote the microbial conversion of permafrost carbon into greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide and methane released into the atmosphere, which accelerates the feedback to climate warming.
In a recap and summary, this is the carbon cycle. The carbon cycle has 5 main points. The first step of the carbon cycle is photosynthesis, which is where plants take in carbon dioxide from the atmosphere along with sunlight and water. This process of photosynthesis allows plants to convert these substances into glucose and oxygen. The carbon from carbon dioxide is then stored in the plant's tissues. After photosynthesis, we have respiration, which is all living organisms, including plants and animals, engaging in this. During respiration, organisms use oxygen to break down glucose, releasing energy for their survival. This process also releases carbon dioxide back into the atmosphere. Then we have decomposition. This is where plants and animals die, including decomposers like bacteria and fungi, breaking down their remains. During this decomposition process, carbon stored in the organisms is released back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. Fourth, we have combustion, which includes human activities such as burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gases, releasing large amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. This process significantly contributes to the increase in carbon dioxide levels. And the last step is the ocean uptake. This is the Earth's vital role in the carbon cycle. The oceans absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, acting as a carbon sink. This absorption helps regulate the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. And that was a quick summary of everything we went over.
And that is our carbon cycle.
Carbon cycle wrap.
Air, there's carbon floating free in light. Plants take it in with sunlight so bright. Photosynthesis make their food and releasing oxygen. Isn't that good? Carbon cycle, round and round it goes. From the air to the ground, it flows in the tree, the soil, and the seas. Carbon's on a journey for you and me.
Animals eat plants, the carbon's in their veins. When they breathe and move, carbon is in their waste. When they die, the carbon goes back in the soil. Decomposers break it down. It's part of nature's toil. Burning fossil fuels adds carbon to the sky. greenhouse gases rise and makes the Earth's temperature high. We need to find a balance, keep the cycle in check. For the health of our planet, let's keep carbon our respect.
So remember the cycle as we live each day. Carbon's part of our life in every single way.